Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to JinSeries TV. Now, you know, we've been on a freaking roll, dude. I just want to get a fucking round of applause for my motherfucking self. Fucking pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Never enough, you know, rub my own trunk, you know what I'm saying? And enough of that. So, you know, health is wealth. Focus. And let's go ahead and get into it, right? So today we'll be talking about the definition of accountability in a person. Okay, so today we'll basically be talking about accountability. Accountability in the context of a person refers to the individual's responsibility for their actions, decisions, and obligations. It involves being answerable for one's behavior and the consequences of their choices, both to oneself and to others. Accountability implies a sense of ownership, integrity, and willingness to accept the outcome of one's actions. Some of that may include ownership of the actions, responsibility itself, transparency, integrity, admitting mistakes, problem solving, consequences and learning, commitment to improvement, communication. The list honestly goes on. Right? So at number one, we have responsibility itself. Accountability begins with the acknowledgement of one's responsibilities and obligations. This includes personal, professional, and social duties that a person expects to fulfill, right? So responsibility. You gotta understand that for anything that you do, that being whatever you say or your action, you have to take responsibility and accountability for. And this is honestly a really good one, because how many people, you know, out there say they have a goal or say they have a dream? It's usually mainly dreams. I'm like, fuck a goal, right? Dreams, bro. Y'all have to take responsibility and accountability for not ever achieving your dream, because it's not essentially a dream. You never really viewed it as a goal. I don't know if most people view their dreams as reality and call them goals, because that's what you call something that's very realistic. Normally people like to dream big, right? Well, that just means you have a longevity goal. It's gonna take longer than it would a short-term goal, right? That's essentially what dreaming big is to me, right? But what I've really been doing lately, right, is I call it the three plan series. You know what I'm saying? The 3-step series. That's really what I should call it. And it's basically, and this is a course that I'm developing as we speak. I'm implementing it myself, testing it out, going through different trials, and just basically trying to simplify it into a digestible way for any viewers or any of my audience to like understand how I'm saying this, right? But basically what the 3-step plan is exactly what it is. Keep things simplistic, put them in 3 steps, right? Right now, my 3-step plan is edit, post, repost. Edit, post, repost. And I feel like I have been implementing that really good. And I take accountability and responsibility if I don't edit, post, and repost on the days that I'm required to. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm telling myself I'm required to edit, post, and repost, or I will have to put myself in a voluntary uncomfortability situation, or like being like, for instance, like jumping into ice cold water or taking a cold shower type shit, like doing things normally I wouldn't want to do type shit. But that's the consequence of not freaking you know, that's the responsibility and accountability I've chosen to take with myself. If I don't do what I gotta do, you know what I'm saying? This is my business. This is what I'm passionate about. And if I don't take responsibility and accountability for my passion, then how can I grow on that passion? How can I grow as an individual? How can I share my experiences with people who may need them the most, and I don't take responsibility or accountability for my actions, right? And that's a big thing, especially when it comes to your passion. Not everybody knows what their passion is or purpose is, but whenever you figure it out, your passion and your purpose tend to work hand in hand, man. So learn responsibility, learn accountability, please. And number 2, we have ownership of your actions. Just like I was talking about, you have to be able to own your actions. If your actions haven't been aligning with your goals, your passions, or your dreams, then what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like just fucking go do it. Like, for instance, I had to talk to my girl, what was it, yesterday, about basically her passions and how she's trying to be way too perfect, and there is no such thing as perfect, because if there was such a thing as perfect, right? She wanted her videos to come out exactly how she wanted them, exactly how she envisioned them. And me personally, I told her, I was like, well, technically you can never have the perfect video, because at least in my eyes, you can never really have the perfect video, because okay, picture this, right? You post the perfect video, whatever that may be, or the perfect content, the perfect picture, whatever you wanted, it was perfectly how you want. Understand this, if it is perfect, that means you never have to post another one of those ever again. That one is exactly enough for you to feel fulfilled, right? That means you fulfilled your passion, right? That you perfectly fulfilled your passion. And everything around that project, that content, whatever it may be, that sculpture, whatever you wanted to be perfect was perfect. You never have to do it again. You never get to do it again, because you've already mastered it and hit the very peak top. And because it is perfect, you can never outdo what you already did. And that's why there will never be anything perfect in this world, because as humans, we are very complex creatures. We make everything complicated. And now that could be seen as a bad thing, a tedious thing, a stressful thing, or it could be reason why we have to be even more thorough and even more precise with our actions, because we're aware that we have to take responsibility and accountability for them. So all the positives and negatives that happen to us, we have to be able to look in the mirror and be like, okay, what did I do, and where did I put myself for this to transpire around me, or for this to have happened to me? You know what I mean? Whether it be bad or good, you gotta understand, like, take accountability and responsibility and ownership of your actions, because doing that, right? Doing that is what's gonna help you become a better human being and want to share the knowledge that you've gained and the experiences that you've experienced with others. So maybe they either experience them if they're good experience, or you could steer them away from an experience that's unneeded, you know, that you had, that you don't want your fellow associate not to freaking go through. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, take ownership of your actions, man. Being accountable means taking ownership of one's actions, whether they are success or failures. It involves recognizing the role one played in the situation, whether positive or negative, and not shifting blame onto others. That's the biggest thing. You cannot shift the blame on others. Just because it wasn't the outcome that you described or you envisioned, that doesn't mean you could just shift it on someone else, right? Take accountability, take ownership. And number 3, we have transparency. Right? Accountable individuals are transparent in their actions and decisions, meaning they have nothing to hide. They're honest people. They're true, honest people that have nothing to hide, right? They communicate openly and honestly about their intentions, choices, and consequences of their behavior. And that's facts. You got to be able to say real deal, Holyfield, don't sugarcoat shit, you know what I'm saying? My nigga, like, stand 10 toes on the bitch, you know what I'm saying? Let these niggas know that, yo, nigga, I did that, you know what I'm saying? All the good and the bad that come from it, that nigga, that's on me, you know what I'm saying? And whatever consequences there may be, depending on how this situation decides to play out, I will own that. I will own those consequences. Those are mine to own, you know what I'm saying? So be very, like, you know what I view this type of talk as? Righteous, man, nigga. Like be fucking righteous, and I don't know fucking like goofy goober ass righteous, nigga. Be a fucking righteous ass motherfucker. Like if you can envision physical entity being as righteous, a motherfucking righteous ass motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Be that person that you envision, you know what I'm saying? Be that righteous person that stands up to injustice and is more of a justice-filled person. Be a fucking hero, my nigga. Whatever you want to call it, my nigga, just fucking be it. But understand, my nigga, just be something good in this life, you know what I'm saying? Do something that has, like, beneficial actions and people can benefit from it, so we all get to eat, my nigga. It's not worth it to be so selfish, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're selfish, my nigga, you're just looking out for yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, it's good to look out for yourself, but it's not really essentially good to always be selfish. Selfish can be, you know, seen as healthy in some situations, especially if you're someone who puts a lot of people before yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because I was like that. But then I had to learn a healthy medium of being selfish and being aware that I'm the only one that's gonna look out for me. Nigga, if I die, nigga, that's me. Ain't no one gonna die with me. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be able to look out for myself. But you can't be in that mindset all the time and let it put you in a negative state because niggas aren't you, my nigga. Their actions don't align with your actions. Their ideology don't align with your ideology. All that shit bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Understand that every person you see, there's literally only one version of them in this world out of like 4 fucking billion people. That's a rare thing. So for you, understand it is a blessing to see someone you've never seen before and to see them again because there's only one of them and you're seeing something rare. Every day you see a person, they're rare. Unless they're a twin. That nigga's saturated as fuck. Just kidding, my bitch is a twin. You know what I'm saying? Because twins can be too cool too. Come on now, twins can be too cool too. Not all of them are nocturnal. I mean fraternal. But you get it, right? Everyone is their own unique individual self. So, which leads us to our next one. Have a little bit of integrity about that. You know what I'm saying? You're the only you. Accountability is closely related to integrity. It involves aligning one's actions with their values and principles. An accountable person upholds ethical standards and follows through their commitments and anything they've committed to, right? So with that being said, right, you want to be someone who upholds ethical standards, ethical practice, ethical ideologies. You know, not everybody, and you gotta be as aware as possible with these terms and definitions, right? You gotta understand that whatever you are educated on or aware of that is ethical, the next person may not be aware of. The next person may have a surface level awareness towards ethical standards and ethical actions, right? And you may have to like break that down to them in a digestible manner for them to be able to process that information that you're giving them or information that's around them. You know what I mean? Not everybody understands what's going on unless it's explained to them. You know what I mean? Not everybody could just make inferences and then use their context clues to get the gist of the situation or that they're in or experience that they're experiencing, right? So sometimes you gotta, you know, lend a helping hand and explain shit to people and take time, you know what I mean? Like, be patient. Patience really does help. You know, patience really does help because if you have someone like some of the people I have to deal with at work that aren't really realistic, you have to sometimes have the patience to just like, you know, like, I guess bullshit with them and let them know like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll get it done, la 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 la, all that rah hoop-de la, right? No, my nigga, if you understand this person is not being realistic and your actions could lead to basically a situation that's unneeded in the professional workplace, then just bullshit it. Just fucking yes man it. Just like, oh, okay, yeah, of course, you know what I mean? It really, oh, my baby says she loved me. I love you too, babe. Yeah. Should have responded 13 minutes ago because that's when she texted me, but it's whatever, you know what I mean? As long as we get back to her and let her know how we feel about her, that's what matters, you know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. But yeah, man, if you gotta be a yes man for them niggas who ain't realistic, be a yes man. Just do what you gotta do to, you know, continue down the path that you have that you're paving for yourself, that leads you directly to your future of prosperity, of freaking health, that you dreamed about, your goals, you know what I'm saying? So do what you gotta do. At number 5, we have admitting mistakes. Admitting mistakes. Part of accountability is the ability to admit mistakes and errors. This includes acknowledging when one has made a poor decision, that one being you, because there's only one of you, like I tell you, you know what I'm saying? Or when they have fallen short of expectations. Okay, you should always have expectations for yourself and you should never have expectations for anyone else. Now, here's why. If you fall short of your expectations, what do you do to yourself? Ask yourself. And if you've asked yourself and your answer was, I don't know, or then if you're a CEO, you're a boss, and your employees don't rise to your expectations, then you're an asshole for penalizing them for that, because you don't penalize yourself when you don't rise to your own expectations. So take a minute to look in the motherfucking mirror and understand that you do not have any right to penalize people who don't rise to your expectations if you don't even rise to your own. And take a little bit further. Say you do rise to your own expectations. You'll learn and perceive that your expectations, once you get to them, they tend to rise again. You're only there at your expectations for just a blip in time until you're like, I want more. Because one of our 7 sins is greed, nigga. You gotta understand that not everybody is the same. Everybody focuses on different things. Everyone's expectations levels are at different heights. If your expectation level is right here and your employees' expectation levels right here, and they're like getting close to their expectation level, well, they haven't got to their expectation level, and seeing that yours is still all the way up to fuck here, and that's where you want to see them get to. You know what I mean? And that could be overwhelming for some people, because not everybody's the same. Not everybody's you. And I had to realize that, because I have high expectations for myself, and when I hit them, they go up even higher. That's how I know I've hit my expectation. But I can't expect for everyone around me to have the same expectations as I do, because they are not me. And she stopped, you know what I'm saying? But just be a little bit more aware, you know what I'm saying, of who you are and why only you know that. Because not everybody knows who you are and what you're always thinking, unless you tell them, you know? So at number 6, we have problem solving, and this may be the last one I cover today. Accountable individuals do not merely recognize their mistakes, but also actively engage in problem solving and taking steps to rectify the situation, right? Make amends or prevent similar issues in the future if they were not the outcomes that one person was hoping for. So, and this goes back from this takes you back to all the steps we covered prior: responsibility, ownership, transparency, integrity, admitting mistakes, problem solving. So problem solving would be trying to understand, right, what led to your mistake and how to prevent that from happening again, right? Because if we could be perfect beings, right, in a perfect world, we wouldn't make mistakes, right? And that's the goal. And our goal is to try to be perfect, even though we are aware that we will never be able to get there because of the type of entities, beings, spiritual beings, whatever the fuck you want to call us. We are very complex creatures that always just need something new, need something different, and just need to continue evolving, growing, and just learning, right? So you got to understand that sometimes in the situation you'll be making amends with somebody. You understanding that there is nothing you can do to really like prevent this from happening. It was a situation in its own rarity, and the best way to ensure that this doesn't happen is just to make amends with the person or a place or a company or a thing that you need to make amends with, basically, that you beefing with. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, depending on the situation itself, all situations are different and unique. You know what I mean? Some can have similarities, but not everything is the same. You cannot make 2 identical products or 2 identical outcomes. That's just not how it works. So just do your best to be as aware as possible and try to understand what led you up to those conclusions, and try to navigate around those, because if they're unneeded and you don't need that same conclusion again, then avoid it. You see what I'm saying? Just avoid it. So my favorite number 7, so I'm gonna go ahead and cover this one since it's the last one. Leave it at 7. Consequences and learning. Being accountable involves accepting the consequences of one's actions, whether positive or negative. It also includes commitment to learning from experiences to make them better choices in the future. Honestly, guys, that one is honestly very straightforward. Whenever you're learning your consequences and you're learning from them, just be accountable. And just be accountable. Be accountable. We covered that earlier. I mean, just take accountability. You like I don't know how many ways I could put this, but just accept the consequences of your actions. You have to accept it, because the moment you accept it, you go into phase 2 of trying to move through it, because you can't move past it. You got to get through it. You know what I'm saying? You're a diamond in the rough. Got to get through it. You know what I'm saying? And then take the steps necessary to rectify the situation, make amends, or prevent similar outcomes. Right? And you would then be a new and improved you. You would have taken all the time it needed to grow from the situation and become a totally new person, because you have now added the experience, the information, and the knowledge to prior experiences and situations that turned you into a whole new being in itself. So with that being said, I want to tell you thank you for being able to make it to this point, and I hope to see you again soon. I'll catch you guys later.